Greetings, Peacekeepers, and welcome back to another episode of Starfleet Command, Orion Pirates Plus Mod. I am Rear Admiral Tirak of the Heavy Battlecruiser Injunction, although I think I may have officially moved my flag to the carrier Purview, which we purchased last time. In addition, last time we took the other Gorn homeworld, which happens to be this tile here. After a long, drawn-out fight, we finally managed to get a good couple of missions set up, and finally overcame the Empire defense. So another planet from the Gorn Confederation now comes to our power. It is, however, bordered by 2 space stations. I'm not sure how long we're going to be able to keep that. So we're probably going to have to go offensive pretty soon. Again, last episode we did pick up the carrier Purview, which basically, so far in my head canon, although this may completely contradict what actual canon is, it looks like a freighter that just attached like a specialist mission pod underneath. It's bulky, it's fat, but it's undeniably effective. We ran a convoy mission as sort of the last mission last time, and the fighters were able to zip on by, go after and blow up the convoy, as we know from our brief time with our light cruiser carrier back in Season 1, and basically cause some havoc. So, I'm reasonably happy with it so far. That may change as we get into fights with like enemy proper dreadnoughts that we can't fight. But anyway, let's get back into things. I believe, yep, last time we topped off all our supplies. Our fighters are good to go. Oh, that's what I forgot to do. I didn't go up and look up what these fighter types are. So we're going to keep 2 torts, 2 caveats, and until we actually get a figuring out which one is which. Unfortunately, the Big Book of Armaments, as well as the in-game resources, do not tell you. Crap. We can't avoid it. The in-game resources don't tell you what fighters do which. Kind of an oversight, I feel. Alright, so maximum alert. Switch our flag to the Purview. Go into our ECM and say, what the heck are you thinking? Go into our shield reinforcement and be like, sure, that's fine. And just double check to make sure that it began. It did not. Repping a wild weasel. We will increase to this speed, which is 11-ish, I think. The numbers are not entirely clear until you actually make it to that speed. And we have no targets on long range. We have to wait a little while for our fighter bays to charge up. These are filling at full speed. Unfortunately, there is a slight visual glitch, so we can't see it. We have a freighter. Is that all we have? Let's go. There is no advantage that I can think of to keeping our fighters on board unless we plan on traveling at maximum speed, which we are not, so there is no advantage. So we'll have them spread out into a CAP, Combat Air Patrol. Well, I assume there's a Aerospace Patrol, maybe? For now that we are in space. And the little fighters all going around. You know, if someone wants to be... I don't know if it's possible, but if it is, it would be really cool to have different, like, looking fighters for each class. Purely because it doesn't tell me which fighter is which. I just have to sort of know. Which is one of the reasons why this game does not, at least as far as I know, as someone who does not fly carriers like at all, it's a little bit confusing. Because I can't keep track of which one of these are torts and which one of these are caveats. They're all, well, fighters. And going into my shuttle bay doesn't tell me. It just says, if I select you... Oh, no, it's not even doing it. Oh, we'll just say fighter. Anyway, he's not defended, so rock and roll, guys. Yep, they are going in. Oh, so I can see it if I'm not looking at them, which is not a great way of doing it. So this is a tort. There goes the anomaly. It's a good thing we're only facing one of these things. So we've lost engine power. I'm not quite sure how this works out, though. Because we've got fighters. Is it gonna, like, knock out energy on our fighters, too? Oh, that's a good point. No, I don't. I can't fire that because it's uncharging because we don't have any energy. Yeah. Sorry if I seem a little bit off. I don't like this mission, and I'm trying to figure out what to do with a carrier that I've, well, never flown before. Wild Weasel is ready for all the good that's going to do us. We do not have power back quite yet. This anomaly is just the worst. And the fighters are going to come in and they ought to kill things with relative efficiency. They've blown open the front door. They're now dealing damage to the interior. Excellent work. A range 40 shot is not going to hit. Just you can't do that. What sort of heavy weapons do these things have? Because I don't know. Like, Federation fighters will have photon torpedoes, Mirak fighters will have missiles. Is it just Gatling phasers and phaser ones? And I'm not complaining, really, but seems a little weird. Okay, so that's one advantage of having a carrier, is the fact that we can actually accomplish that mission without, like, constantly getting murdered. So, easy way to start off the mission. We did lose 12 prestige because of reasons. Empire Defense is down to 10 on that. We'll pop back here. Don't need a supply. Doesn't look like. Yep, everything's good, so we will hop back here and continue pushing. We want to push back this enemy force. I'm not happy about this base assault, because bases tend to have defensive systems like defensive plasma. It's a dreadnought. What kind of dreadnought are you? You're a DNT. You're a tender. You're my equivalent, I believe. We are supported by the GCS Fire Death and the GCS Shima. This was named by a 5-year-old. I'm sorry. It's true. The Fire Death. Yes. We will, of course, switch to the Purview, get our speed up, come into our ECM generator, because why? There's no point at this range. Reinforcements were not set up, so let's go. Reinforce all. I'm good with that speed. Are you good with that speed? I think we're good with that speed. How long until our fighter bay opens up? It's ready to go, so get on out there, boyos. I'm sure there is fighter shortcuts that I can just use to launch all of my fighters, and I will have to spend some time learning those as well. But for now, let's turn this. The Fire Death is really having trouble moving. Oh, well, that's why. It's got 2 R-type torpedoes. 3 R-type torpedoes. Holy crap! Wow. He packs 150 damage in that punch alone. He does 190 damage in torpedoes. The battleship we were looking at that one time did 230. That's impressive. So a heavy battlecruiser. That's really impressive. There is no other way to put that. This is not that. It's only got 3 torpedoes, but then again, it's a smaller ship, the Shima. Let's send a probe their way. We're going to look at you, and then we're going to look at you, because I think our angle is good enough. As long as this light cruiser is not carrying Plasma Ds, I will be happy. Are you carrying Plasma Ds? Nobody's carrying Plasma Ds. Excellent. They did, however, drop PFs, so the order shall be 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now we will target. It's the Footfall, which also happens to be the name of the planet we took. Select our PPDs. We're almost at range that we want to engage in. Those are our own PFs going out. Footfall is out of range, so let's retarget the Fire Drake. Long range shot. We're going to get through, I think? No? Yeah, we did get through. Excellent. So now we're going to pull off. Getting into the fight is not our show. We're letting our PFs engage their... Or we're letting our fighters engage their PFs. One of our attacker ships has been destroyed. That's not great. How are the fighters doing? Get in there, murderize, kill everything. I think our fighters are doing work. Can I get a... I think that's all the enemy PFs down. Excellent. Okay. So let's retarget the fighters. Let's rip this dreadnought apart. And I'm going to give orders to the Injunction. Break fleet formation. Engage at will. And we'll force him to separate. We're going to increase speed a little bit. It's not super important that we charge weapons. It's mostly important to direct our fighters. Excellent work. And another target. Fighters, we're going to go... Yeah, we'll go attack. 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 PPD will be in range, but we don't have arc yet. Arc's there. Add to our own. Get 4 good hits. And let's call the fighters back now. So. We're coming home now? And the Fire Death is still around, and the Fire Death is still in pretty much perfect shape. It's not absolutely perfect shape, but it's still here. It was the one carrying the PFs. Wow. So this BCH is one beast of a ship. And so our fighters are back on board. They are currently going through the process of rearming and repairing. As you can see, again, I'm not 100% sure what our fighters use for a heavy weapon. Wow! That's impressive. Okay, that's cool. I've been a little bit harsh on Gorn ships, but that's cool. Pull back into formation, please, Injunction. I want you to be back with me. Because that's the big nasty one, isn't it? Please tell me that you don't have any kind of point defense system. Because that would mean so much to me. What do you got? Please tell me no plasma Ds. Of course he's going to have plasma Ds, but I can wish for it. And let's see, pulling in a range, we see he's got white shields. He's got 2 plasma D launchers, a plasma R and a plasma G alongside 2, 4, 6 plasma or phaser 4s. How are our fighters doing? One fighter is out of the bays. As you can see, he's back here. Second fighter group is going to get ready to go just in a moment. And it looks like this fighter group took a little bit of time. Took a little bit of damage getting in there. So 2 of our 4 fighters are back. Let's kind of try and keep up with the fire death. Fire death, recall your PFs so that you can repair them and rearm them and deploy them at a range that would make more sense. Oh boy. We're also going to go up to 2 on the ECM generation right now. This doesn't take power, does it? I don't know! I'm not a fighter jock. I normally prefer cruisers and heavy cruisers, but they are fully prepared and ready to rock. So we can put out our 4 fighters anytime we want. We're going to continue sort of on this side leg for a little bit. And I'm not 100% sure how we're going to win. Because that Plasma R is just, it'll reach out and touch us, so we can't just sit at range and like plink away. We're going to go reinforce the forward shield primarily. He's launched PFs. So let's pop over here. Yep, it's a force of 4 PFs. So, fighters. Attack. 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 And attack. And we'll go back to us. And let's see just how much damage these guys will do. Oh, please tell me you didn't waste all 3 of your heavy plasma torpedoes on nothing. He did. All 3 of those heavy plasma torpedoes were wasted on nothing. We didn't manage to kill him, unfortunately. So let's work at long range. I don't want to have to get too close to these guys because they are... Oh, that's annoying. Okay, watch it. Watch the mines, man. Last PF will fire a defensive plasma that away. And now, target the space station. Fighters, I want you on harass. Harass will mean they'll try and keep at their range. They won't get too close. Because if they try and get close, they'll get annihilated by the plasma Ds. We're going to try and play this one a little bit by ear. Okay, that's too close apparently, so everybody come home. I don't want to lose my fighters because fighters are expensive. So everybody back. Everybody get back here. Right now. Get back in this minivan right now. That's really what this is kind of reminding me of. It's a minivan. It's fat, it's ungangly. I think their only heavy weapon is phasers. That's not awful, but that's not great. So their maximum speed is 27. Yep. So we will come around and we'll just do long-range blinking fire, I guess. I mean, I don't want to try and get too close, because getting too close, it'll rip us apart. So we'll try and maintain a decent enough speed, and we'll sort of fold in and out, working to cause as much damage as we can from range. Is that going to be a hit, or is it a... Nope, it's a... I think that might be a pseudo-torpedo, too. No, it was real! Wow! Come on, get in here. You need a lot of repairs, man. There we go. So, our primary weapon is ready to rock. Oh, he's just fired a huge chunking blast. So let's turn into this group. We're going to wait for that shield segment to come towards us. Stand by. Fire control. And fire control says good. Oh, we're going to get 4 good hits. So we managed to get some hits in there. And he got some hits in there too, but I think he turned off arc. So we've managed to cause some pretty serious damage. He's lost one of his D-type torpedoes, which is great. All up in select. We're going to just start firing away. I don't know if this is like the this must be the equivalent of like the light frontier outpost and not the gigantic sector command post. Although it could be, and just, you know, he has 3 plasma R torpedoes that he can fire. So I have no weapons to get in on this action yet. Probe into him. I want to see, is that D-type torpedo still up? It is. So it is not an option to fight yet. Okay, we're going to do an out and then back in. Hopefully re-engage at the right moment to hit that. He's firing. Wow, that was really off. Really off bore there. That is going to hit this shuttle. Can I target the shuttle? Let's see if we can't. Come on, I need to kill a shuttle. There, okay. Shuttle's dead. Main station targeted. All up in select. And we're going to get some good PPD shots in here. Some seriously good shots in there. And we'll get a side-firing plasma. It will hit one of his shields, but that looks like it's going to punch a hole. Burning wreck. Probe, tell me. Okay, it's out. So, fighters, let's get back in on this business. All fighters going on the attack order. They're going to get in there and rip it apart as best as they can. Having a big, heavy buster like this BCH was a big help. So let the fighters get on in there. Oh, crap, he's still... another phasing force. Fighters have a natural defense. It's really cool. It makes them very... They have a natural defense shift against anything. So they're harder to hit just because they're small targets and maneuvering and all of that. So him firing a phaser 4 even at close range didn't completely wipe out the fighter, even though the damage normally should have. And we've wiped out the base, but we did not take the tile. So we're going to hop back here, supply. How are our fighters doing? Because that's my main concern. Yeah, we lost 2 fighters out of the Tort group. Okay, that's patched there. And things going well so far. Don't want to do a shipyard defense. It's boring. I will, however, check out the shipyard that I'm not defending. A CFX. A fast cruiser with an X-type upgrade, so we have hit the Phaser X series. Of course, we knew that because looking at the battle station, we definitely saw that. But I don't want a fast ship because fast ships tend to be half-gunned. Ooh, the first of the cruisers. This is a Command Cruiser X. It is not an XCA, but it is about as close as you're going to get until you hit the actual XCA. This has R-type torpedoes on it. That's impressive, and it's only a heavy cruiser. So, I don't want the news. I want the shipyard. That was, what, 5,000, was it? Yeah. So it's going to be a little while before we get that. Another CVAZ is only like, what, 1,000 points away. But there doesn't seem to be much for us to buy here just yet. So we're going to go back to the map, back to this tile. Mission. Oh, we have to. With fighters, we have to. A surprise reversed. So the enemy will be shut down while we will soar in from the rear. Red alert! Put me on the purview! Maximum speed, please! I hit the wrong button. And it's hydrants! Excellent. Excellent. We're going to go here. I don't need you. We're going to go here. I don't need you. I really don't need any of this stuff, so just maximum speed. We'll gotta get there as quick as we can. And, well... Their point defense system consists primarily of, whatchamacallits, Phaser Gs. They're not huge fans of the actual missile defense system, although they might have it, and they don't have Plasma Ds, which is very, very useful for us. So they're starting to power up. Wow, we have surprisingly good acceleration for a ship this big. What is our game speed? No, it is right. So we'll get to a relatively close range, and then we will dispatch the fighters to go annihilate things. We're not charging any heavy weapons, which is a shame, but we don't need to. Our battery is mobile. He is, of course, lagging behind so that he can charge heavy weapons, because he needs to. It's more important for him to have heavy weapons charged because, well, his battery isn't independent of him. So we will set up the fighters, get ready for an attack. We'll go 2 on you, 1 on you, 1 on you. That's my plan. And then I'll overrun and hit this frigate. So, attack, 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 attack. And yeah, he doesn't have anything worth noting as a defense. So we will target this guy. We're going to overrun him with phasers, and we're going to slow down now, because, well, we don't want to blast right through the whole shell. Is that... Okay. I was like, wait a second, do these fighters have PPDs? I didn't think that was possible. So I'm going to come in here and blast HHN. Let the fighters do their job. They're already ripping into things. Wow, half health already. And they killed it! Wonderful. So... firing all weapons. Now we'll get a little closer so we get the phaser 3s involved. 2. You're gonna kill that one too in just one pass? Because that would be awesome. Not quite. Okay, fighters. Let's break this whole show up. All fighters, attack the last target. Remember how we used to have problems with convoy raids and surprise reverses because, well, we only had so many weapons and they took forever to charge? This is no longer a problem. That was really good. I like this. I like this ship. It's not really a frontline combat ship like we're used to, but hey, it's pretty nice. So, 300 points, pretty much for free. Neutralize the tile. How's Empire Defense? It's up to 40, so it's repairing quite nicely. And we're going to duck down here. We're going to keep this paint train rolling. Going to patrol over here. Just keep on sliding through. Deal as much damage as we can, whenever we can. Red alert. Transfer my flag to the purview. It's a light cruiser. Is this the, Yeah, this is... Wow! Buddy. Buddy, we didn't need to do that. ECM. We don't need the ECM. All fighters... come back to me. Thank you. Okay, so this is the mission where we check to see if he's got dilithium crystals. Do you? No, you don't. Okay, you can die. Target this heavy cruiser and increase speed to 11 or 10. Let's go up to 11. The fighters keep on pace with us. They'll fly cap. Chuck a mobile sensor his way just to see what he's got. Hopefully he won't have a plasma D. If he doesn't, we can swarm him. If he does, things get complicated because it means we have to hold the fighters back. Plasma Ds are just way too effective. Well, I don't want to say way too effective like it's a horrible thing, but like just in this game they are insanely effective against fighters and PFs because, you know, they'll annihilate them. Or not PFs, so they can't target PFs, but our I-types can. Wild Weasel's ready to rock. Let's set that second Wild Weasel going. And, yep, we are reinforcing the forward shield. Let's reinforce some more. Charging up the I-torpedoes slowly. That is the way they must be. Set to main. What does it say about main? Nothing. The tooltips don't seem to be working right now for some reason. Normally they do. Not important. Okay, targeting him. Hopefully he's going to go after that. Yeah, he's targeting it. So the first of our I-type torpedoes is ready. Don't fire a torpedo that way. Ugh, this is my fault. I should have been paying more attention. Target this only. This is your only target. Fighters, I have a target for you. Swarm him. Just dive on him. PPD's selected. We'll do a long-range shot and then we'll pull away. Oh, looks like one of our fighter squadrons is kind of limping from the last battle. Must have gotten too close to too many explosions. So we will have to come home to sort of repair that. He is launching his plasma torpedoes at this target, which is excellent. First PPD on target. One miss. And an open hole for the fighters to engage from. Just fire everything you've got. Just ripping into them. Beautiful. And that is fighters. And this target, you have nothing to beam on board, so I don't care. all F and select. Finish him off. Because, what do we need with it? If it had dilithium in it, I would have stolen it. If it had medical supplies, would have taken it. Didn't have anything. No reason to keep it alive. So we are up to another 134 supplies, and we've neutralized this tile as well, and run into another Gorn planet. Wow! There's Gorn planets all over this place. Pop over here, no mission. Pop back here, and go to the supply. No damage was dealt. However, all of our fighters pretty much need full resupplies. 144, that's expensive. There's no other way to put that. We are doing good on supplies all around. Missions. We could do a patrol on here, but I want to keep going a little bit more offensively. Let's do a patrol out here. Convoy raid might have been a better solution because, you know, we could just sprint our fighters past the enemy defenses and deal with them as we are now. I really would like that, the CCX. I think that would be a really nice addition to our fleet, because it's a lot of firepower, and one of the ways we've sort of got this set up, I think at this point, is we've got the nice anvil of our two, we'll have a nice anvil of our 2 heavy cruisers, and then the hammer is our fighter, which we can come around from behind. The Fleabag, not particularly well armed. It's definitely a light cruiser. It's got 2 C-type missile racks, which are the fast-firing racks, and a pair of disruptors, so it's very Merak. Federation heavy cruiser sighted. Dun dun dun! It's a CAIX, so it is an improved heavy cruiser with an X-type refit. Let's pump a thingy his way. A probe his way. We're gonna probe him. See what he's got. Not detecting any signs of shielding yet. Now we got him. So we see shields. Anything useful or interesting? He's got 4 photon torpedoes, which we expected, and a whole bunch of phaser X's, but no actual defense. So, fighters, let's get out on cap. That way we've got the fighters out and ready to rock, and we'll be able to deploy them as needed. We're not going to need the sensor decoy. I mean, he doesn't have any guided weapons, so that's pretty nice, all things considered. We should be able to handle this in relatively short order, I hope. Increase speed to 15-ish. Our I-type torpedoes are almost done charging with the combat ones. There we go. Yeah, arm only 1 torpedo, set to automatic defense, but reserve 1 torpedo, set to automatic defense, in which all torpedoes will fire, you know, to the rear. Are we buffing the forward shield? We are. Good. Excellent. So, what else we got? Okay. Yeah, we should have no real trouble with this. The CAIs did add a couple of additions that the CA pluses and the CCs had, like this 360-degree firing weapon system. Why would you fire from this range? Okay, so he got 4 hits on my thing with his 4 hits on my cruiser with his proximity torpedoes. Let's get in there, boys. I was kind of waiting for that, because one of the techniques you can use pretty effectively is to use proximity torpedoes on fighters. See, this is the range you're supposed to do this at. And he has to disengage from that. And we put our full force at long range, to be sure, but yeah, definitely at long range with that. Oh, I fired that too early. I forgot it takes longer than that for that to go away. Let's pull away and continue to disengage from this battle. Do I not have any other... Nope, there it goes. There we go. A rather perfect mission. He was just way, way outclassed. He had no hope. There was nothing that was going to save him. Tragic, to be sure. And let's see what we got from that one. 120 prestige. We expected it. Did not neutralize it, but it's close. We'll pop back here. We're going to check the shipyard one last time. CATX is an independent patrol cruiser. That's definitely a close range punch right there. That might not be a horrible idea. Is there an escort cruiser? Like HTDM-1 is a marine heavy war destroyer. That is a surprising amount of G-type torpedoes on a light cruiser. See, I don't know what they use for escorts. Destroyer Escort X? Yeah, so 2 Ds, 4 Ds, wow, so it's like don't even ever worry. Unfortunately, our enemies are not quite armed in a way that we would need to care about that. Or at least not to that extreme. What else we got here? CVP, CFX, we don't want the CFX. CAX, an advanced technology heavy cruiser. 2 plasma Rs, and so this is basically the CCX minus, 1 torpedo. Or a PPD. No, 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 no. Well, it's about time to end an episode anyway. Hopefully the autosave will have saved some of that. We haven't made a huge amount of progress, but we're nibbling around the edges. We're reducing the enemy's economic strength. In any event, I've been Tirak. If you like what you've been seeing, hit that like button and subscribe. Unfortunately, crashes happen. If you want to receive a notification every single time that I upload a video, click the little bell icon next to the subscribe button, and be good to each other, and I will see you all in the next episode.